Souls. Hey Mosaic Souls, this is Rachael Alexander, artist and spiritual teacher with About in Wellness Wednesdays, 5 ways to reduce stress when you are at home, stuck in the house, or you just basically just chilling at home. And also at the end of this video, I wanted to also invite you guys to a program that I'm launching and see if this would be a really good fit for you. But let's dive into these 5 steps for reducing stress during this very interesting time that's going on the planet, where the planet is sort of shutting down and there's a lot of stress and fear and stuff like that. So I wanted to give you some simple tips to help make sure that you are just feeling zenned out, you're connecting with yourself, you're connecting with you're reducing stress, you're not allowing your immune system to get depressed, you're not creating more adrenal fatigue, more immune health problems. So let's dive in. The first tip I want to give you is to stop. This tip is interesting. And take it, as I always say, flow with what feels good and let go. Of a time where you just kind of want to be updated with what's going on in the world, and to make sure that you don't miss any updates. Like recently in my city, they just shut down Atlanta or whatever, and they just issued a mandate for you not to go out. So had I not had a family member tell me about that, I wouldn't have known. So this first tip is to moderate your news intake, right? Like, just watch the news, or even if you have someone who's always up on the news, just get the information from them. But just reduce how much news you're watching right now, because right now in the news, as usually always, they're just pushing fear, and that's really just going to heighten your stress levels, and it's going to make you feel like hopeless and not connected to your divinity. Really, it's going to make you feel like you don't know what to do, and it's just going to put you in a state of panic. And panic is the quickest way to deplete your immune system. Panic, fear, anger, or anxiety is the quickest way to deplete your organs, okay? They don't tell you about the mind-body connection, but that is real, okay? So the first tip is to reduce your news intake or completely stop it altogether. And if you can get your news from a loved one, I suggest you do that. So especially during this kind of interesting time on our planet. I personally don't watch the news, so I kind of get all my news from my parents, because they watch the news continuously. So if there's anything important that I need to do, as far as taking precautions when going out, or needing to go to the grocery store and stuff like that, especially now that they're shutting down whole cities and stuff like that, I just kind of get that information from my parents, and I just take it with a grain of salt. I understand that this stuff is going on the planet, but just gotta take it as it comes, okay? So that's the first tip. Reduce your news intake, or completely stop it altogether, and try to just get it in bite-sized pieces, only the information that you need to know, okay? The second tip is I want to invite you to get still, right? This is commonly known as meditation. But now that we have this perfect time where we're being told to stay at home, right? This is the perfect time for you to reconnect with yourself, right? To get quiet, get still. I'm out here in nature. I actually just came down to Florida. I was like, well, this is the perfect time for me to hitchhike it. And so just being out and just being still, even if it's just 5 minutes a day, right? If you have the opportunity, maybe your job has told you that you have to work from home or all that stuff. Maybe you have more time where you don't have people looking over your shoulder. You can take that time, 5 to 10, 15-minute breaks, to actually be quiet and be still, focus in on your breath, right? Decompress from the mental activity that's going on, or all the news inputs and stuff, right? So just sitting and taking a breath, right? And this really goes into the third tip, which is basically alternate nostril breathing. This is something that I learned as a yoga instructor, and that I also love to tell my yoga students, is when you do this simple breathing, it's like an ancient practice. And all you do is simply, you have your pinky and your thumb. Oh, the sun just came out from behind a cloud. But anyways, you have your pinky, your thumb. You breathe in one nostril. You hold it. and breathe out this nostril, right? Breathe in this nostril, hold it, breathe in, hold, breathe out, breathe in, hold, breathe out. This is a simple exercise. I can already feel my autonomic nervous system calming down from just doing it those 2-3 times that I just did. Try it, give this a try. Anytime you're feeling stressed out, be still, get quiet, meditate, and try the alternate nostril breathing. It's just a simple, quick tip that you can do at any moment in time if you're feeling overwhelmed, overstressed, your monkey mind is going crazy and all that stuff. Try that really quick tip. It really helps. So that's the third tip. The fourth tip is to nourish your body with whole foods, whole plant-based foods. I'm not sure what your situation is in your state. I know that most states are issuing, like, kind of shutting down, but allowing you to go to the grocery store. Luckily, they have not shut down the grocery stores. Luckily, you know, farmers are still farming and still providing groceries massively, especially here in the United States. I'm not sure what it is like in other countries, but you can still go to the grocery store. And because of that, there still are fruits and vegetables that are available to you. I've noticed personally, just going to the grocery store that I went to the day before yesterday, all the meat was gone. All the meat, dairy, eggs, and canned goods was gone, and that's all well and good. You know, I'm not a stickler for telling you what you can and can't eat, but what I do want to encourage you is the more you get back to nature, the more you get to nourishing your bodies with whole plant-based foods, the more you're going to increase your serotonin levels, you're going to balance out your hormones, you're going to give your adrenals, your kidneys, your liver, all the vital nutrients and basically all the vital nutrients that they need to function properly during this time, right? So if you're wanting to boost your vitamin C, you know you're going to get it more from citrus fruit than you can get it from packaged meat. That's just science right there, right? So I'm not going to tell you what you can and can't eat, but the more you can increase your intake of fruits and vegetables, the better you're going to feel during this time, right? The more fruits and vegetables that you feel, you'll start to notice that your hormones start to balance out, your mood starts to stabilize. And as you're doing these other tips that I'm telling you, you'll start to notice that you just kind of feel even and keel. You're not stressed out, nothing can really deter you, and you're feeling more connected. And this goes into the last tip, which is getting back to nature, right? Now that we are in this time where we're like having to be home, maybe you can still kind of go outside and sit on your porch, right? Or, you know, go out, even if, let's say, it's kind of a gloomy day or it's raining, maybe you can go outside and still be on the porch and have a covered area just to kind of take in that fresh air. Or maybe it's kind of sunny like where it is where I am, and you can just get a few, 5 minutes of like vitamin D from the sun. Like, we need vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the things that even meat eaters are deficient in, right? So when you get that vitamin D, you best believe your mood is going to be good. Like, we're sun beings. We need the sun. The sun fuels our energy. And so when we get that extra vitamin right there from the sun and we just get that sun rays, we feel happier, right? Don't you notice why do they call it the winter blues? It's because the sun is the furthest away from the planet, right? And so we don't feel the sun. But when we get the sunlight and when we connect to nature, when we ground in nature, we put our feet on the ground in the grass, right? When we, look at the trees or look at the sky, we feel more connected. That's because we are animals, right? But we are just intelligent animals, right? So get back to nature's intelligence by reconnecting with the earth as much as you can during this time of being at home. You don't have to go to the park. Clearly, all those things are kind of being shut down, but even if you can take a brief walk around your neighborhood or just go outside on your porch or, just simply doing those small little things to reconnect will help you to, reduce the stress, especially right before the sun is going down in the evenings, 5, 6, 7 p.m., right before, taking a brief 15-minute walk and outside is going to help you feel less stressed out, right? So those are the 5 tips, and I'm just going to recap what they are. The first tip is to reduce or eliminate your intake of the news. The second tip is to meditate and get still. The third tip is to try that alternate nostril breathing technique that I just showed you how to do. And the fourth tip is to eat whole plant-based foods as much as you can. especially now that we still can access, fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. And the fifth tip is to get outside and get some nature, get some sunlight, make sure you're nourishing your body by reconnecting with the planet as much as you can, right? There's so much infinite wisdom and prosperity and abundance in nature, and just being outside, I just feel so full. So I hope that tip helps you as well. And so now I just kind of want to go into inviting you into a program that I'm super excited to be launching and seeing if this will resonate with you. It's called Thrive Roadmap, and it's basically designed for women and men who struggle with adrenal fatigue, who struggle with feeling very stressed, feeling overworked, where you're relying on coffee to get you through your day, where you're just super stressed out and you don't feel connected to yourself, where you feel like your life is just on autopilot and you just really want to get rid of adrenal fatigue. Maybe you've gone to the doctor and they've said that there's nothing wrong with you, and you know that there's something wrong with you because now all of a sudden you can't even handle the daily stressors that you could 3-4 years ago. It's just building up. Maybe you feel like your life is on autopilot. Maybe you feel like, there's a change that's coming. Well, clearly we're all going through change on the planet, right? But just even before that, you felt like there's all these changes going on and you're not able to transition with the change as well. Maybe you're suffering with insomnia and it's hard for you to go to sleep because you're wired. Maybe when you're waking up in the morning, you just feel exhausted and you hit the snooze button and you're just kind of dreading your day. If any of those things kind of resonate with you, maybe you find yourself skipping meals during the day because your schedule is so busy, even working from home, where maybe you're always on tabs or running to get the kids or all this other stuff, and you're just feeling on the go, never really having time for fun, never really having time for pleasure, never really having time to take care of yourself. If any of those sound like something that you are struggling with and you're just really ready for more energy, you're really ready to get rid of these symptoms and get rid of the digestive system symptoms like gas and bloating and constipation, or getting rid of the constant weight fluctuations, if you're dealing with weight gain or weight loss, where usually with my clients it's either or, where it's both, either they can't gain weight to get to a healthy weight for them, or they have too much weight and they're trying to lose it. So dealing with those, if you're dealing with these, you usually have symptoms of adrenal fatigue, or you're just dealing with an overtaxed immune system. And so I want to invite you to my program called the Thrive Roadmap. And over 3 weeks, we are going to really dive into how to incorporate some of these tips that I shared with you in this video, but at a deeper level, right? So you're just not going to take this video and be like, oh, let me try one tip. We're going to go dive deep in together for 3 to 6 weeks. I haven't really decided. I'm going to do it live and see how it goes and see if we need to go to 6 weeks. But right now I'm going to start it off at 3 weeks. And if this is something that you're interested in, just go to bit.ly/Thrive Roadmap. One word, Thrive Roadmap. I'll put it below this video and a link below this video after I get off or whatever. But if you go to bit.ly/Thrive Roadmap, you can sign up. I'm doing a DIY version of that course where you can just kind of get the live trainings and stuff like that, and you can get access to all the stuff that I give. It includes suggested meals. It's going to include, actual yoga stuff from me, guided meditations as bonuses and stuff like that. And just really getting into addressing what is adrenal fatigue, what causes me to have these things, how can I incorporate more self-care into my busy life, how can I get off this kind of roller coaster ride of my life being on autopilot. I'm just kind of stuck in this place where my life is not really going in the direction that I want it to, or I'm just super busy and I really don't have any self-care places and I just really know that if I don't take care of this right now, that it's going to lead to either even more diseases and stuff like that down the road, right? So if that's you, then I want you to check out this program. So I'm doing the DIY version, and then I'm also doing kind of the group coaching or support coaching option. So the support coaching option is basically everything that I said before, but it also includes live weekly coaching. So we'll be getting on the phone and video rather, and we'll be chatting, right? Like live video where I can actually hear your voice, and you can ask me any of the questions that you may have in regards to adrenal fatigue, in regards to dealing with certain things and implementing the practices and the processes and the tips and stuff into your life. And so that's basically the difference between the two payment plans that you'll see on that page when you go to bit.ly/Thrive Roadmap. So I hope you guys are staying well, staying healthy during this time. I wish you so much love and light. And if you have any questions, feel free to post them below the video or any of that stuff, and I will get back to you. If you have any questions about the program as well, also you can post them below this video as well. And I hope you have an awesome day. Remember to always flow with what feels good and let go of what doesn't, because you are divine. You are a divine being, and your soul knows exactly what you have come to explore and experience on the planet. So I will talk to you later. Peace, love, and light.